Hi everyone, good afternoon. I think I'm audible to all of you. Can please confirm in the chat? Okay, I think I'm audible, guys. So welcome back with another series. And in this particular video, actually, what we'll be doing, we'll be trying to build one LLM powered application with the help of Flask. So previously, actually, I showed you how we can access these are the Vertex AI model. It can be, let's say, Collab Enterprise, or let's say if you're using in your local system as well. I already showed you all the setup, right? Now, today in this particular video, I'll try to use one particular model from the Vertex AI. I'll be using the Gemini one. You can also use other model. I already told you like how we can access different model, right? So we'll be picking up one model and we'll be trying to build one chatbot on top of it. Okay. And front end wise, actually, I'll be using the Flask here because previously I used Streamlit and I showed there like how to configure the Streamlit with this particular application. So in this particular video, I'll try to use the Flask one. I think that would be better, right? Okay. So before starting with the session, first of all, let me tell you where you will get all the resources. Just a minute. Mm, just a minute, guys. Just okay. So I think my screen is visible. You can see this particular screen. And see, first of all, if you want to get this particular resources, what you have to do? First of all, logging with your account. So let me log in with my account. And here this is my account. I'll select my account. I'll just try to log in with this particular account because for me I already enrolled for this particular courses, so that's why I will directly use this particular dashboard. Right now, here you will just go to the community program, and right hand side you will see my course called generative AI in cloud using let me show you generative cloud using Google Cloud. Okay, this is the course. Now I'll click here, and here you will get one button called go to courses. Okay, I'll just click here and you will see everything I have shared in this particular course. Yeah, so see till day 3, I think. Yeah, sorry, till day 4, actually everything is up to date. You can see, and if I go to the day 4 as well, so here is the resources. Okay, you can see in the resources section, resources is already updated. So make sure you watch the previous recording, then you will be able to understand this particular lecture because so many things actually I'm going to utilize from my previous lecture and all. So I'm not going to repeat that particular part. Yeah, yeah. Fine, guys. I think now we can go to the Vertex AI dashboard. So this is my Vertex AI dashboard, and just go to the model garden right now. And I'm going to use one model here called Gemini 1.0 Pro. This particular model actually I'm going to use. You can use any model. And there is another model actually came Gemini. I think this model just recently it is came. And I think you also saw like OpenAI also introduced another model, right? GPT I think 4.0. This is the model. So this is see GPT 1.5 has been came 1.5 flash. So these are the new model actually you can export. So the working mechanism would be same. Let me show you. So the code is same. Only you just need to change that particular model parameter. See. So this model parameter you have to change. Okay, everything will remain same. Yeah. So I'm going to use this particular model. This model actually I'm going to use, and here is the model parameter. Okay, you can use. Fine. Now what I have to do, first of all, I will do the setup of the project. So here is one folder I have created called LLM powered chatbot. Okay. Now what you have to do, just open up your terminal here. So let me open up my terminal. It is already opened here, I think. So just let me do the ls. Yeah. So I'll go to this particular folder, LLM powered chatbot. Now let me clear. So I'm inside this particular folder right now. So here I'm going to open up my VS Code. Yeah, I will increase the font size. So just a minute. Let me open up my VS Code. Mm, So here is my VS Code screen. You can see. Now I think you can see this particular font. Okay, everything it would be visible. Fine. Now, first of all, let's create one file here. So I'll just name this particular file as app.py. App.py. Then I need another file called requirement.txt because I need to install some of the requirement. Okay, for this particular project. So let's install requirements.txt. Fine. Then I need another file called uh, I need a folder called template. Okay, because I'm going to use Flask here, so I need this particular folder called templates. Okay, templates, and inside that I'm going to create a HTML file. So I'll just name it as index.html. So this is going to be my front end page actually. So let's say I want to create a user interface. Like user will get one screen there. They can send the message and they can get the response. Okay, in the same screen. So for this, I'm going to write this particular HTML code here, and no need to worry about this particular HTML code. Like why will get this particular code and all. I'll tell you some free website you can copy paste the code. If you're not familiar with HTML and CSS, it's completely fine. Okay, you can customize the template as per your requirement. Okay, there are so many chatbot template actually will get. Now, what you have to do, the first thing, you have to create an environment. So let me show you. So here I'm going to create another file called readme.md. So this is going to contain your application name first of all. So let's give the application name. This is LLM powered, okay, chatbot using Vertex AI. Okay, Vertex AI. Now, the first thing you have to create one environment. Okay, so let me write down all the command to create the environment. So this is the first command, guys. So you just need to execute this particular command, conda create -n. So the name of the environment should be, let's say, I'll give the chatbot. Okay, chatbot. Python version you can use 3.8 -y. So if you execute this particular command, so it will create a new environment for you. But for me, I already created one environment called GCP project. I think you remember previously I created one environment called GCP project. Okay, so I'll utilize this particular same environment. But for you, if you don't have environment, you can execute this line of code. So it will create a new environment for you. Okay, it will create a new environment for you. Okay, no voice from my end, guys. Is it? Can you hear me, everyone? Let me confirm just a minute. Yeah, I think my voice is audible. Please confirm me, guys. If I use Python version more than that, does it work? Yes, it will also work. But 3.8 is the stable version. Okay, so far. Yeah, because see, whenever you are picking up latest version of the Python, some of the library won't be installing perfectly. There you may get issue. So that's why actually we always try to use stable version of the Python, right? So this is the idea. Yeah, I think my voice is audible, guys. So please check from your end. Everything is fine. Yeah. So for me, guys, I already created the environment. So I'm not going to create an environment again. Okay. So for you, if you don't have, you can create the environment, right? Now the next thing, what you have to do, you have to activate this particular environment. To activate it, so this is the command you have to execute called conda activate this particular chatbot. Okay. So once it is activated, then you have to install the requirements. So for this, you have to execute this particular command called pip install -r, okay, requirement.txt. So you can see here is the requirement.txt file we are having. So we have to install this particular file. You can see like from the Python documentation, what are the Python version stable. I think you probably know that Python 3.7, Python 3.8, these are the stable version, 3.9 also. See, the newly coming Python, you can't tell it's a stable version because newly coming Python, they will be doing frequently update in their code base, right? So that's why you might get some difficulty. So you can see the current version of Python, I think it's 3.11, I think mostly. Current Python version. So I think status of Python version, let's see the current version. It's 3 point. It's in the features. Okay, pre-release. I think 3.12. Bug fixes security. Yeah, till 3.11 actually people are using. Okay, security. You can see, and 12, 13, 14. It is still under actually development. And 3.14 actually is not released yet. It's in feature actually. Maybe they will launch soon. You can see that date actually. They have given all the data now. Fine. Yeah. So now I'll open up my code base. Yeah. Now let me add the requirements I need for this particular project. Okay. So let me just add all the requirements one by one. So here the first requirement I need. Definitely I'll be using the Flask for the front-end development. I need this particular Flask. Okay. So Flask is a framework. We can use this particular Flask to create a web application. Okay. I think you already know about Flask. Then I also need something called Google Google Cloud Storage. Okay. Google Cloud uh, AI platform, because of that Vertex AI. Okay. AI platform. Then with that, I also need something called Python.env because of that particular credential. Okay. So we'll be using this particular .env package. Yeah, I think everything is fine. I think so. These three as of now I need. If I need later on anything, I'll try to install this thing in my environment. Now I'll open up my terminal, and this is the command I'm going to copy. Pip install -r requirement.txt, and I'm going to install all the libraries in my environment. So for me, I already installed everything. So that's why it's showing requirement is already satisfying. Okay. But for you, it will take some time and it will install everything. Now, is there any chances in the future that this lower version will not work? There is a chance actually, but if they're doing like that, they will tell you, like they will announce that, let's say this 3 point, like you can saw, you can see that 3.6 has been, let's say, deprecated. There is no support in 3.6 right now. So they will announce that one, okay, before deprecating any kinds of version. Fine. See, for me, all the requirement is already satisfying because I already installed everything, right? Yeah. Now, next thing, what I have to do, first of all, see, it's a very like simple chatbot. So we'll be utilizing the foundation model. We'll be taking the let's say user prompt. That means the user input from the user. Okay, that particular prompt will be sending to the model. The model actually, the response the model will give me, I'll process that particular response. I'll show to the front end. Okay, this is the application we'll be implementing. Right? Yeah. Now, first of all, I'll open up this particular app.py file. Okay, app.py file. Inside app.py file, first of all, I'll import some of the library. So let's import some of the library. First of all, I need something called Flask. So if you want to import Flask, see, first of all, if you want to use Flask, so you can go to the Flask documentation. So they have already given the code snippet for you, how to launch a default server. Okay, so let me show you the default code they have already mentioned here. Python deprecated installation, quick start. Yeah, quick start. In quick start, I think this code is available. See, this particular code is available. I'll copy this particular code and I'll try to paste here. Fine. I'll paste here. Then they have also given the running code. So render template, as of now, I'm not going to show you. Render template I'll be using whenever I will create the HTML page. As of now, I'll just simply load this particular application. Yeah, so I can copy this particular line and here I can add it. Yeah, so now debug is equal to 2, port number 8080. So let's mention the host here only. This is my host and this is my port number 8080. Okay. Now see guys, what will happen if I execute this line of this particular file? So it will launch one basic Flask server for me. So let me show you. So if I execute this particular file, so Python app.py. So you can see that this particular application is running on my localhost port number 8080. Now, if you want to access it, so just go to the browser and search for localhost port number 8080. Now, if I search it, it's printing hello world because here I'm returning hello world. Okay, here I'm returning hello world. Now, let's say if I change anything, let's say instead of hello world, I will give my name hello puppy. If I save it and if I go to the server again and if I refresh, see it has become hello puppy. That means I got a live server here. Okay, I got a live server here. Now here I can use this particular API. That means this API request to get my response and request. Okay, easily I can get the response and request. Okay, we'll try to utilize this particular technology without chatbot actually, right? How to change the port number, sir? So port number you can give any here. Let's say you want to use 5000 port number. Just give 5000 port number, refresh. Now instead of accessing 8080, you have to search for 5000. Okay, 5000. Now if I press enter, see hello Bappi is coming again. Just a minute. I have to search here. Localhost 5000. Localhost instead of 8080, I have to search for 5000. It's not coming because I have to stop the execution and reinitialize it again. Okay. Then now see it's running port number 5000. Now if I refresh, see hello Bappi is coming here. You can give any port number, but it should be let's say four digit. Okay, 4 digit you have to give. Fine. Okay. Now, first of all, here what I have to do. Okay, I have to create a basics. I have to create a basic user interface. Okay, for this I need a HTML and CSS code because you know that HTML CSS will help us to create a beautiful user interface. If you're familiar with HTML and CSS, you can create any kinds of user interface. Now, if you don't know like how to write this particular HTML CSS code, no need to worry. So there are so many websites, they will give you free HTML and CSS code. Let's say there is one website called Bootstrap. Okay, Bootstrap. So this website is having, let's say, lots of template. Let me open. See, if I go to the example, you can see lots of examples are there. Lots of examples are there. You can directly download the HTML and CSS code, okay, from this particular website. Apart from that, let's say you need a chatbot HTML template. Okay, so there are so many free template website. You can open it up and you can get this particular code as it is. See guys, these are some chatbot interface website. Okay, now these are actually paid one, but I need the free one actually. So here I can write free 47 free chatbot template for any website. Let me open it up, and here maybe I can get some example. Just a minute. Find a chatbot template on your business. See, review the template, pricing, printing, print control, paid care. Preview the template. Let's preview it. See, this is the chatbot template you can see. Okay, paid care chatbot template. So you can find out. See, there are so many websites you can find out as per your requirement. Actually, whatever you feel good. Okay, this would be suitable for me. You can download it. So there is a link actually. Will get a demo, get started for the free, and they have also given the download link. You can directly download that particular template as well. See, this is the template and the template. Okay, so by referring these are the online actually let's say website, I created one basics template for you. Let me show you how this template will look like. So in the HTML, what I will do, I will paste this particular HTML code I have collected from the internet. So this is the HTML code, guys. If I just paste it, see, this is the HTML and CSS code I just copy paste from the internet. Okay, that particular website I was referring, and I got to know this is another actually chatbot template, and I can use it in my project. Okay, so this is the HTML and CSS code I collected from there. Right now, here you can change the title. You can see if you just go below, there is a title section. So you can change the title. Vertex AI LLM powered chatbot. Here I have given this particular title. I'll tell you why this title will appear. You can change this particular title with respect to your project name. Okay. Now it is having one button and it is having one, let's say, user input prompt. Okay. Now let me show you how this particular front end will look like. I'll save it. Now I'll go to app.py. Now instead of returning it, what I have to do, I have to render this particular template. Okay, so for this, one small modification you have to do. Now, instead of importing Flask, you have to also import another method called render template. Okay, render template. You also need to import something called request. Okay, request and JSONify. JSONify. So these are the method you have to import one by one. Now what I have to do, instead of returning the hello puppy, what I have to do, I have to return this particular template. So here I can just write, yeah, here I can just write this render template. Okay, and inside that I have to mention this particular HTML page. So it is nothing but index.html. Okay, this is the page I want to render. Now instead of giving this particular function as a hello world, what I can do, I can give this is my home. Okay, this is my home page. This is my home page, and this is the default route it will hit, and it will launch this particular HTML for me. Right now, let me show you. So I'll save this particular file, and if I go to my front end, and if I refresh this particular page, now guys, you can see this particular user interface. Okay, this is the basics chatbot interface I just created. Let me know, guys, how it is look like. I mean, is it good? You can get like very beautiful actually template from here only, from this particular website. But I created this basic one just to communicate with my model. Okay, this is the user interface I created. So here is the query section. You can give any kinds of query, and here in this particular section you will get the response. Okay, and in the backend I will be utilizing the Gemini model, okay, as an LLM. Fine. Now see, if I hit any kinds of query, let's say I'll give hello, so there would be nothing because I haven't added this particular chatbot functionality yet. Okay, now see, I'm not getting anything. That means there is no response from my application. Okay, because it's just a template I have just launched. That's it. Now let's add some actually logic in this particular chatbot. Like I will get this particular model, I'll just send the user query, it will give me the response, and I'll try to showcase this particular response in my front end. Okay, for this, first of all, I have to configure Vertex AI. Okay, I think remember. So I'll just create a file called .env. In this particular file, I'll add all the secret. First of all, I need to add. I think remember 2 secret we have added previously. I'll just copy paste those 2 secret. Project ID and region. So project ID and region. I think remember why I will get this particular project ID and region. So just go to the Vertex AI platform. And if you just click on the project, now here is the project ID. Just try to copy this particular ID, and here you just need to mention this particular ID. This is my project ID, and this is the region. So which region actually you want to work on? You have to mention the region here. So here I'm working in the US Central 1. This is my region. Okay, fine. Now I'll open the app.py, and here I need to import some more additional libraries. So let's import one by one. Yeah. So first of all, I need to import something called operating system. So import OS. Then I need to import generative model from the Vertex AI. I'll just write Vertex AI. Okay, dot preview dot generative model. So, okay. Then I need to import something called generative model. Generative model I need. Then I also need something called .env. So .env. So from .env import load env. Okay, load env because I want to load my environment. Fine. Then I also need to import the Vertex AI. So import Vertex AI. So these are the library as of now I need. If I need anything else, I'll import later on. Now, first of all, let's import this particular environment one by one. Then here, first of all, I will get this particular credential. I'll just write base dot get env. Okay, get env. And inside that, I'm going to mention the key. That means this particular key. First of all, I need the project ID. So here is my project ID. Okay, first of all, I need the project ID. So here I'm going to start this particular project ID. And I also need something called region. So I'll copy the region, and here is the region. Here's the region. Okay. Then first of all, what I have to do, I have to authenticate. I think remember I have to authenticate with the credential. So I'll copy this particular line and mention it here after this particular .env. I'll try to mention this particular Flask initialization. Okay. Now here I'll authenticate with my Vertex AI. So here is the authentication. Okay, with Vertex AI. So if you want to authenticate, you have to call this particular Vertex AI dot. Okay, Vertex AI dot init, and inside that, first of all, you have to give this particular project ID. So project is equal to project ID. Okay, and region is equal to region. You have to give. Fine. And another configuration I think you have to do. I think you remember. So you need to open up the terminal, and here you have to authenticate with your account. I already showed you how to install the Google Cloud SDK. That particular that particular toolkit, right? With the help of that particular toolkit, that means that particular terminal, you have to configure your Google Cloud. Okay, so there is the command. Let me show you. So if I go to the Vertex AI, and if I go below, so they have already given this particular guidance. So here you can see Vertex AI API reference documentation setup authentication for the local development. Now I'll open this particular link. So here is the command, guys. So this is the command, Google authentication application default login. I'll copy this particular command, and if I open up my terminal, let me stop the execution of my application. Now here you can paste this particular link, and if I hit enter, now see it will open up one screen for me. Okay, it will open up one screen for me. There actually I have to select my account. Let me show you. See, this is the account. Now I'll select this particular account. Now I'll give the access, allow access. So make sure the account actually you are selecting the same account you are using for the Google Cloud. Okay. Now see, authentication is done. Now I'll close this particular page. Now I'll go back in my terminal. See, everything is ready. Now what I have to do, I have to go to the code editor, and yeah, I think everything is authenticated. Okay, fine. Everything is running fine, guys, so far. So if you're having any query, guys, till here you can ask me. So that's why I told you previous session is required if you want to understand this particular lecture, because there I already showed you how to make the configuration now. Okay, everything I was discussing there. Facing error in Pinecone in intermediate with chatbot. Try to install the same Pinecone version I installed in that particular video. So whenever I'm installing that particular Pinecone, right, you can see that version on my terminal. So just check that particular video and saw that Pinecone version I was using. Try to install the same version, then it will work. Okay, because Pinecone has been updated. Now you can't use the previous syntax actually I was using there. That is the issue actually you are having, right? Yeah. Fine. Now the next thing what I have to do, I have to load my model. So let's load the model. I think you know that how to load the model. So here just take the model variable and call this particular generative model. Inside that you have to initialize the model. So the model wise I'll be using the Gemini model. I already told you. So here is the model ID. So let me copy. I'll go to the Vertex AI 1.0 Pro model, and here is the model ID I can copy. I can copy this particular ID. And here I'm going to mention inside my project. This is the model. Fine. Then I'll create another route actually. So once, let's say, someone sent any kinds of, let's say, request. That means someone sent any kinds of query. So it will hit one route actually. That particular route I have to create. So let's create this particular route. I'll just name it as def Vertex AI. Okay, Vertex AI, Vertex underscore AI. So this is my route, Vertex AI. Vertex AI. So yeah. Now inside data, first of all, I will do the pass operation. Now I'll also need to add the decorators. So add the app.route, and yeah, so the route should be Gemini. So I'll send the Gemini request actually, Gemini request. You can give any route name. So here I've given Gemini. You can give any route name. Okay, it's completely fine. Gemini. Okay. Now, method wise, I will set methods get and post both. Let's say if someone sending get request or post request, I have to accept that particular request. Then I'll do the further processing. Okay. First of all, I'll take the user input. So here, let's take a variable user underscore. Okay. Input. User input. First of all, it would be empty. So there should not be any user input initially. So first of all, I have to get this particular input. So here I can get this. So if request dot method is equal to get. Okay. If it is get request, so what I have to do, I have to get this particular user input request.args dot get user input. Okay, user input. Now you can ask me why I'm getting this particular user input. So you can open up this HTML page and you can search here. So you can see this particular user input. Okay, so this is the key name I have given. So that's the name actually you are giving, the same name you have to give here also. Otherwise, it will throw error. Now, if it is also a post request, that means else. I'll also take this particular response. So here I can write user. I'll copy the same code. And here I'm going to mention it. User input request request.form. So I don't need to get the arguments. Here I'll just write request.form. Okay, request.form user input. Okay, everything is fine. Now, what I have to do, I have to get the model response. So here I'll just write model dot generate. Okay, generate content. So inside that, first of all, I'll pass the user input. Then I will pass another argument called stream is equal to true. Fine. So it will return me the responses. So here I'll store it. So responses equal to my model responses. Then what I have to do, I have to iterate through this particular response. Okay, because it would be a object. It would be a response object. Now, if you want to iterate through, so this is the line you have to execute. So let me show you. So this line of code you have to execute. See, the response actually I'm getting. First of all, I'm just looping through this particular response. Then I'm just taking the content. Okay, I'm just taking the text content. If you see that, it would be a generation. It will have some of the key. Let's say candidate content parts, and inside parts actually you are having the text. So this particular text actually you have to take as a argument. Then it will return you the complete. That means the complete response. Okay, the complete response in English text. Okay. Now I'm storing inside this particular variable called race. Right. Now what I have to do? So this is a list actually. Now this particular list you have to convert to the string. So how to convert? So here you can convert in this particular line. So here I can mention it here. See guys, so the final response, I created one variable, and inside that I'm just joining this particular response I'm getting. I'm printing in the terminal, and I'm returning as a output. That means the response to the front end part as well. Okay, with the help of this particular JSONify method. So if you have already used Flask, I think you know that what is JSONify here, right? So this is the code, guys. Simple code I have written. Now let me test if everything is working fine or not. I'll save this particular code base, and I will open up my terminal again. LLM powered chatbot. Yeah. Now let me execute. So Python app.py. Yeah, this video is available after live in the dashboard. Prashant, you can see I already showed you the dashboard. Okay, I get one error actually. So initialize argument keyword not from region. Okay, so let me check. The region keyword is not there. So initialize the region. So where is the region? So region. I think it should be regions. Okay, regions mostly. Let me check just a minute. It should be regions. Sorry, it should be location. I think it should be location. Location is equal to regions. Okay. Now I think it is fine. Now I think what I can do, I can execute this particular app.py. Now this application is running. I will go back. Here is my application. I will refresh this particular page. See, this application is running fine. Okay. Now you can give any kinds of query. Let's say I'll give hello. And if I hit the response, it should give me the response. Just a minute. Let me check the terminal. Okay, it should be Gemini. So that's why actually I'm not getting the response. It should be Gemini. 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 The same name should be present inside index.html as well. Gemini. Gemini. Yeah, now fine. Now I think you can test them. Now I'll give the query. So hello, send this particular query. Now I should get the response, guys. Let's check. See, I'm getting the response. Hello, I'm glad you are here. Is there anything I can help you with today? Now here I can ask, tell me about, uh, let's say, what I can ask. Tell me about Google. Okay, let's say, tell me about Google. I can send the request. List index out of error. Might string the error. Let's ask this query. What is Python? Okay, here I got the response. Okay, so here is the Python response. Now again refresh. And here now I ask, tell me about Google. Yeah, now everything is working fine. Okay, everything is working fine. You can get any kinds of response right now. Okay, any kinds of response you can get. Now let me refresh. Yeah, now see, it will disappear. Fine. Now you can also add the image functionality here. Let's say you can also add an image uploader. I think you know that we are having Gemini Vision model as well. So let me show you. So Gemini Vision model is also there. So Gemini 1.0 Pro Vision. So I think you saw that if I are giving any kinds of image there, so it will give me the caption of that particular image. So you can add this particular part as well. So this thing I want to give you as a task. You can add one image uploader here, and you can also get the image response. Okay, like what is the caption in present in that particular image. Can you do it, guys? Anyone? I'll share this code with you. So same code you have to use. Only what you have to do in the HTML page, you have to add one more additional option called image uploader. If you can explore over the internet easily, you can do it. Okay, it's not like very like difficult topic. Now see how to add the image uploader. So here you can write image uploader HTML bootstrap. So here you will get this particular code snippet. Okay, now if I go to the bootstrap file upload and image upload, you will get this particular option. Now here you can see this particular code. I accept the cookies. Now you can see the code. Okay, if I go to the click on code, see this is the HTML code you will get. So you just need to copy, and here you have to paste it and you have to modify this thing. Sir, I have tried varied ways by changing the syntax using the old version, but didn't work. But I'm getting the fine cone initializing error. Is there any way to connect you? See, I already told you the Pinecone version Excel I was installing. You have to install the same version. Okay, then it will work. So I think I updated this particular code base. Let me show you whether it is updated or not. Your repository. Mm, multilingual AI assistant, not this one. MNTT Telegram bot source code analysis. Let me open this and let me check the pine conversion. No, here I was using ChromaDB, not this one. Let me check, guys. I think I already have updated version of the code. Yeah, I know that end-to-end medical chatbot. If you open that particular video, so you can see the project section part there. So let me show you. I know that which project you are talking about. Let's say if I go to this particular community program, just a minute. Yeah, so if I go to the community program, iNeuron Intelligence, if I go to the playlist, now below you will see this particular foundation generative AI. Foundation generative AI, I think it's there. Yeah. Now if I go to the medical chatbot, part one. So in part one, I think I was showing the project setup. Yeah. So now, just left hand side. Yeah. So now you can see the pine conversion from here. So let me show you the pine cone, pine cone. Yeah. So Pinecone client, I was using 2.2.4. So try to install 2.2.4. Okay. Pinecone client is equal to 2.2.4. This is the specific version you have to use. Then this particular code will work. The same code I shared, right? There. It will work for you. I hope it is clear, Shreya. Got it? 2.2.4. Okay. Yes, that means this application is working fine and we are able to create this particular chatbot and it is working fine, guys. Okay, as you can see, this chatbot is working fine. So you can give any kinds of prompt, it will work for you. Okay. Yeah, so I'll share this particular code with you guys in the resources section, and you will get this particular code. Apart from that, what you have to do, you have to modify this particular things. Okay, you have to add this particular image uploader, and you have to use the Vision Pro model. Fine. Okay. So now, if you are having any kinds of query, guys, you can ask me. Otherwise, I will end the session. Let me know, guys, if you're having any kinds of query. And see, guys, this is a production level application. In very shorter period of time, we're getting the response. Now we can directly deploy this particular application on the cloud platform. I don't have cloud account because of the card issue. You can create a cloud account later on whenever you are having the card and all. Okay, now see, with the help of API, actually, we're able to access this particular model. And you saw, like, whenever we use any open LLM, I think you saw the difficulty. It will take lots of time to run that particular model, right? So that's why we don't use it. Mostly we'll be using the cloud-based model if I'm going with any kinds of open source and foundation model. Because currently companies are moving to the cloud platform because of that particular cost issue and all. And if you're interested, guys, learning this particular cloud, so what you can do, you can visit iNeuron.ai. So there one new course is coming. Let me show you. So here is the course, guys. Complete generative AI in cloud using AWS, Azure, and uh, GCP. You can see this particular course, and this starting from 25th May. And this is the class timing. Course would be 4-month duration, and mentor would be me and Sanisep. And here's the curriculum, guys. You can see all the cloud-based services will be covering this particular project, right? Yeah. So this is not a free one. This is a paid batch actually. This is going to be live batch. So you can also work with this particular speech based API. So in Vertex AI, you are having the speech based API also. Let's say if I give any speech here, let's say hello. Now, if you just convert to speech, text to speech, and speech to text, I have to submit it. Then okay, see. So both API are available. You can integrate with your application. Let's say you want to create a conversational agents that will interact with the user as a voice, okay, as a speech. That time you can add this particular speech to text. I think you know that we use different tool. Let's say I'm having one particular, let's say, device called Google Home Mini, and I think you also saw like Amazon Alexa, right? So these are the, let's say, these are the conversational agents only, right? These are the assistant only, but they're using speech to text, text to speech. These are the services as well, because as a user you have to give the speech and you have to get a output as also speech. Okay, so you can also create a new feature with the help of that. It is also possible. Fine. Okay, so many things, guys, you can do with the help of this particular cloud platform. I already showed you everything there. Whatever things, whatever features actually are available, you can feel free to use everything. Okay, guys. So with that, guys, thank you so much for joining the session. I hope you like this particular session. So please share this particular session with your friends and family. And thank you so much, guys. And bye, everyone. Take care. Bye.